Awesome. Good evening, Zainab. So, who wants to start chapter 2? Let's do our thing. Let's go for it. Let's put in as much as we can in the hour we've got and just move. If you're going to type, let me know. If you want to say something, you can unmute.
Yeah, I will unmute and speak because I'm supposed to contribute today. I don't know if I speak now, if I still have to type. Yeah,
Yes, you have to type. You have to type, even if it's a summary.
Sorry?
Even if it's a summary, please type.
Okay.
And then you can refer us to the recording for today that I expatiated on it in today's recording. So please go and listen to it. But yes, to be nice for you to...
I'll just type 1 or 2 lines. But
yes,
anyway,
yes.
I just last week I just went to just an amazing certification training called ICSON. And ICSON integrates your genetics and neuroscience and behavioral psychology in order to enlighten you about your personality and how you can relate to different types of personalities. So we had to send out a sample or saliva sample to a lab in Switzerland, and they did the genetic sequencing. And after that, we went for the 3-day certification, and they came out with an amazing report and what they call a genetic profile and a brain blueprint. And the power of this work is really to show people the difference between their genetic predisposition and the life they live. Because so many times people actually put on masks because of social conditioning, and they live a life that is so different from what their genetics show. For example, one of the people in my cohort, when he did his behavioral assessment, he was like, I'm not a creative, there's no creative bone in me. But his genetics shows that he has very high creativity in him. And through the debriefing, which, that was just a case study they did there, asking him and going back to his childhood, he realized that he had to let go of that genetic of his creativity, and he didn't even know when he did. But because his parents used to criticize him, oh, why you always play with musical instruments? You need to be doing this, you need to be doing this. And he ended up losing interest. And so this body of work plus the debriefing really began to bring to his attention that there's this latent talent in him, that he can design a life that leans into that as a strength. So when I looked at it and looked at the work of AAMT, and really looked at the fact that they told us a lot about how our chemicals, and really went deep into the different chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin, glutamate, the whole chemical profile, and looked at how our chemicals shape, which comes from our genetics, shapes the way we think, and they had this formula: P, your personality is also MC squared. When I looked at the work and took both of them together, I came up with this point: as you eat, so you think; as you think, so you feel; as you feel, so you do; as you do, so you have. Because it's very important that we do what we call integrated reasoning, whereby we get information from different places and we can integrate them into something that makes sense. So that's my contribution of chapter 2, really saying that because what we eat helps our brain function, helps our bodies function. And because the way we think, like they showed, it's all because of the chemicals in our bodies. So I came up with that. That's my contribution. As we eat, so we think; as we think, so we feel; as we feel, so we do; as we do, so we have. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for speaking. Wonderful presentation. So does anybody have any comments, questions for Winifred, or just questions so we can all share, answer, We are waiting. Somebody must have some response. No one saying anything? Oh, I'll wait. Thinking is such a powerful thing. There must be something. Pastor Evemi said, as we so we think the eating part, is she talking about the information we consume or just food? Winifred, do you have an answer to that? Pastor Yobam is asking.
Yes, I'm talking about the foods you eat. And really, from the I'm also a certified brain health trauma integrated brain health coach, and we have to have what is called brain envy. You know, a lot of people talk about exercising your body, your physical body, but people don't talk a lot about exercising your brain. The brain is the muscle. The more you use it, the more it serves you. And as we age, the cognitive decline is a reality. So right from an early age, we have to really pay attention to our brain health. And our brain health is dependent, the chemicals, the neurotransmitters, the neurochemicals, the neurohormones, all of it is influenced by the foods that we consume. You cannot just put anything into your body and expect that your body will serve you, that your brain, you'll be able to think right. So I'm talking about both the food that you consume and the information that you hear, because, and also the company you keep. So the whole ability to think and make decisions is more than just sitting down and rehearsing something over and over again, because it takes action to get results. Really, it's really about creating a lifestyle that aligns with your personality and nourishes you. So creating a lifestyle where the people in your world, they are pouring into you and not draining from you. They are giving you soul food by affirmations. They celebrate you. They are not putting you down. So the information you are consuming through your five senses, which forms part of your thought pattern, that's the behavioral psychology. You are protective of it. The Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence. And it also talks about bodily exercise is profitable. So we have to look at the world of thinking from different dimensions. So there has to be a balance where you're not just sitting down and saying, I'm thinking, I'm thinking. That's not it's the ones that get results. The word of God says that that don't be a hearer but be a doer. So the world of thinking is really about you caring for your brain health so that you can think clearly, caring for your brain health by protecting your circle, by consuming the right foods, by consuming the right information so that your brain can operate at its optimum. So we're talking about optimal brain performance. And that is what is going to help you to think clearly and make good decisions so that you can live the life of your dream, the life that you have designed, the life you envisage, the vision that you have for your life, and contribute to the ecosystem that you live in. I'm done speaking.
Did you say I'm done, or did it cut off? Because it seemed like you were in between a sentence.
I said
But
I'm
anyway,
done. I'm done
oh,
speaking. I'm done.
oh, okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, this is people are doing amazing research, and maybe I should go and write a few papers myself. I think that's the part I don't enjoy the most, but the research itself, yeah, that's exciting. So I appreciate that question you asked them, Pastor Yobami, about, oh, is she talking about information as food, or food as food? I beg to disagree with those guys in Switzerland, because there is truth. I remember the first time I heard what you eat decides it decides what you think. I felt uh I felt like a
Just a
slave.
quick interruption. Just a quick interruption. Not that it decides, it influences. The word is
Okay, okay,
influence. If what you
okay,
eat influences how you think, the company you keep influences how you think, your genetic makeup influences how you think. So there's a formula called P, your personality is equal to MC squared. M is your thinking motivator, and your C is your competences, the competences that you acquire. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, I've shared some of that information in detail. But we're talking of thinking motivators. So we are saying that there are so many influences to the reason why you think the way you think, and your personality. So the right word, and words are so powerful. They are so important, because when you speak, you are creating a vision and image in people. So the right word is influence. What you eat, the information you consume, the company you keep, how you take care of your body, all of these things are influences to how well you think. And it's so important that we bring that to the table, so that people are not just sitting down and reading and saying they're trying to change their thinking. That's just not how the brain works. When you look at the brain and look at the function, and you look at all the parietal lobes, all the different parts of it, the brain works by doing things, not by sitting down thinking. By exercise, the brain functions better, the blood flow in the brain increases. So the right word, Coach K, sorry I interrupted you, is influence. That there are so many things that influence how we think. So I'm done speaking. Thanks.
okay. All right. Am I okay? So yes, I don't disagree that food influences and determines the secretions, chemical secretions in your body, dopamine, serotonin, cortisol, all of them. However, it does not determine what I think. I decide that. So that's where I disagree. I've read that before. I've seen it before. So I remember at the beginning when I started teaching how to think, I didn't understand it. I kept using five senses, five senses, five senses. But that was kind of limiting for me, because I felt if I'm supposed to have dominion, that's I'm in control. Then my five senses are limited to my human body, which includes my brain. So your brain is the tool used for thinking. It's not where thinking happens. Thinking happens in your heart. So I strictly follow scripture in terms of this is the truth, not anybody's research. Because sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, like doctors are already talking about medicines don't help us, that they kill us most of the time, and they know that. But pharmacology and pharmacy and all that, they need to make money. And so the laws now say you must put all the side effects, but they still take it. And some people get drugs that will give side effects, and they give you another drug on top of that drug to reduce that side effect. Then you give you another. I don't believe I was born to be killed by chemical substances. So you can't, I'm not saying don't use them. Use them if you need. That's what you believe. Please go ahead. However, I do not believe. You all can believe what you want. I simply teach this. You don't have to believe what I believe. You decide what you want. But this is my belief. I believe that as I think, so I am. So this is how I got to my conclusion. How do I decide what I eat if I don't think first? I've got to think, do I want sweets? Do I want carbohydrate, protein, blah, blah, blah? Do I want to go to the fast food joint? Do I want to eat a Ghanaian dish, a Zimbabwean dish? Do I want to eat a Nigerian dish? I've got to think about that. I've got to make a decision. I might be walking down the road and smell freshly baked bread. Like there's a store where they bake the bread, one of the stores I visit when I want to buy things. And I didn't plan to buy bread, but that aroma, the thought of bread, freshly baked bread, comes into my mind. I imagine eating it. I like bread. So sometimes I don't need bread at home because I buy in bulk, maybe 4 or 5 loaves, put in the freezer. But I might want that round one that I sometimes buy, and I know too much bread or eating lots of bread or carbohydrates not good for me. So I just buy one, and I'm not the only one at home, so others will eat it, and I'm not going to sit and eat 3 or 4 of them at once. So I don't just eat. So we've done the feather and the book uh experiment. It was just an imagination. Imagination is a function. Imagination is a synonym and meditation. I see your hand, yes, Winifred, of of think. So I'm just imagining putting books on my hand, and my hand gets heavier and heavier, but there is nothing physically there. So I think of what I want to eat. I eat it, and that creates new your brain changes in 3 different ways: structurally, functionally, and chemically. So we talk about dopamine. That's the feel-good hormone. You want to watch a movie, you want to laugh, you want to joke, you're happy. Things are you're just excited. Somebody puts it this way: when you do a PowerPoint presentation, people want dopamine. So he said maybe they see you have 99 slides, and you're just boring. This is good. And maybe it's just words. That's what they call death by PowerPoint. He said, have you noticed that people just go to their phone and they're scrolling there? He said, because they want a dopamine hit. So he was saying this how to do a presentation using PowerPoint so that at every slide, people are getting dopamine hits. So they stay with you. They're excited. What's he going to say next? What's he going to say next? Wow, this is exciting. You've got to keep people, because if they're just sitting there watching you, all right, yeah, okay. All right. So, and it's also what you think that will help you to determine your diet. Once you know, it will also determine your temperament. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls your personality your personal reality. It's yours. Both of us can be looking at the same thing, eating the same thing, sitting with the same person, and we have 2 different realities of the exact same thing that is happening. It's based on our perspective. Our perspectives are a function of our thoughts. So we can't, because you say, why are you thinking things are messy in this house? Things are absolutely beautiful. Oh, don't you see the way she looked at me? That means she's really sad. I saw the way she looked at you, but it doesn't mean she's sad. It's our perspectives, and our perspectives are a function of thought. Because if you say, why do you say she looks really sad with the way she looked at me? Oh, because I saw this and I saw this, and invariably what you saw, you have to digest. You have to bring it to a conclusive point, which is thought. So what you eat, what you drink, how you see, everything starts with a thought. My supervisors, as I do my PhD, they say academics never agree. We never agree. It's this and it's that. But I think life is easier than that. We don't need to disagree. We can agree to disagree in that wise, but we actually should be coming to the same conclusion, because truth is one person. So Jesus is a personification of truth, not something that's true, truth. So it's like saying there are different floors, but the floor is the floor. You can't argue with that. The floor is the floor. There are different types: marble, sand, stones, but the floor is the floor. It doesn't matter what you put in it. So we can all come to the same conclusion but for me, I can blame. If I want to blame anything or take responsibility, Kemi, who fed you? How did that food get into your mouth? You so now the chemicals based on that food, the influence of the food on your body. I think that was the word Winifred used. It influences certain things. So I'm aware that if I take sweets, and I like sweets, I would want it again, and I have a sugar rush, and I want it again, and I said, no, I can't control that. I can take two and stop. I don't care what the rush is. I can control my body. My body cannot control me. Otherwise, I am subject to my body, and the body is flesh. If you, to be carnally minded is death. To be spiritually minded is life and peace. That's why it says God formed man out of the dust of the ground. So it's not is this. You can't, I can eat whatever I like, and I can control not eating it again. No, and that control is a function of thought that you are not having any more. You've had two. That's enough. No, you're not having any today. That's enough. And that's a thought, because I'm not talking to anybody. Is my body saying, craving? I say, so I can send a different thought to that craving and say, no, you can't have any more. And that craving will cease. I'm not like, I'm not having any more. I don't need to do that. That craving will cease based on what I think. Go ahead, Winifred, please.
Just to just for clarity, um, there's a scripture that many scriptures allude to the fact that we're spirit beings who live in the body and have a soul. So when you really look at that and unpack it and dive a bit deep, you will say, as I am, so I think. Because we exist, we are spirit beings that exist. So it's not really as I think, so I am. Is we are spirit beings as I am, so I think. The thinking is in the soulish realm. The soul has the mind, it has the emotions and the will. Because we are spirit beings, we can think, we can feel, we can do. So as I am, so I can think, so I can feel, so I can do, which is why I came up with that poem. Because if you start from the spirit realm, which we are created in the likeness of God, so as if we die, if our physical body goes, our spirit being will live with him. And our mind is very different from our brain. Our brain is part of the physical material reality, is part of our bodies. Our mind is much larger than that. You have the gut brain, you have the brain that is in between in your skull. So when you are talking about the mind, which is where the thinking happens, what we are bringing to the table is that mind that is bigger than the physical reality that we live in. Because sometimes you have what you call deja vu. And you are like, I know something happens, and you look at it, I have been here before. Because the mind is bigger than your physical reality. You know you've never been there physically. But somehow on the inside of your gut that you have been there. And that is really the mind. The mind is in the spiritual realm. So it's really as we are, so we think. Because we are spirit beings, as we are, so we think. And so you read, so I wanted to bring that to the table, that because I'm not talking of the brain. The brain and the mind are totally different. We call it the psychoneuroimmunology. There's what should I say? There's an intersection from the psychological world, which is the mind, to the physical world, which is your brain and your physical body. Your mind expresses itself through the brain, and you, as a human being, because you are the spirit being, that's why you can control the mind. Because you are a spirit being, because you are the I am, that's why you can control it, because the mind is in the soulish realm. So it is as you are, so you can think and you can control those thoughts. That is why you can do waka pass when you are walking, you are going past the bakery. I've been on a 50-day no carb challenge, no carb, no sugar, and so many no's, it's going to end tomorrow. But I can make that decision. I'm going to walk up pass because I'm a spirit being. I'm in control. I can say I am not going to eat bread because my mind is in my soulish realm. But I'm the one who is controlling that mind because I'm a spirit being. So I wanted to just bring this to the table. I mean, it's a different point of view. You don't have to accept it, but it's a different point of view. But it aligns very much with scripture that says we are spirit beings. Every time Paul talks in the scriptures, he's always talking about the three dimensions of you being a spirit being, your spirit being being preserved, your soul, your body. So we are spirit beings, and we control our mind, we control our emotions, we control our action, we control the soulish realm because we are spirit beings. So we have to always start from the spirit realm. And that is why the Bible talks a lot about, guarding your heart. Who is he talking to? He talks about faith being of the heart. Faith is not of the mind. Faith is much deeper, it's of the heart. Because we are spirit beings, faith is a belief system and it's much deeper than the mind. I kind of wanted to bring this to the table because Saturday is my time to share. So I'm done speaking. I think this is last share. Thank you so much for listening.
It's all right. Thank you for sharing. You see, when it's important to understand also that God created the body with all the connections and systems and organisms. So it starts from the nucleus, from the cells, which are made up of atoms and a combination of um, um, atoms make up a cell, combination of cells. I hope I don't mix it up. Combination of cells make up molecules. Molecules make up not tissues, and tissues make up organs, and then organs create the system, the body system. So different organs do different things. But when you break it down, you go all the way down to the nucleus. I was really excited when I started to read about science. It clicked. Wait a minute. These things that scientists and researchers, humans, us, we are looking and we are talking about today, God put them there already. It didn't just appear. The researcher didn't find it. It was already there. God put in all our neural networks, your brain that's neuroplastic in design, that psychoneuroimmunology that Winifred just mentioned is in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book. That's where I saw it for the first time. There's something else. There's one other expression as well. There is the I think it's the neuroscience of meditation or something like that. I heard that somewhere else, and I went to research it. You've got to be a researcher. You've got to know what you need to know. You've got to believe what you need to believe, because if you are living by oxygen, which is carnally, not by faith, trouble is coming in these last days. Trouble is already here. You need to know whether you're going left or you're going right. Not by listening to people, but by being. I was reading John 16:7 today, and Jesus said, it is expedient that I go, so the Holy Spirit will come. And I didn't see, because there's a lot of scripture. Now I'm understanding that some of these stories actually did not happen the way we interpret them. If you look at it, ask him to open your eyes. Don't listen to me. Ask him to open your eyes and say, wait. Did this thing actually happen? The talents, all the stories, all the parables, all the sowing seed, something came to eat it. Think about it differently and say, seed on the sidewalk, seed on rocky stone. You see how he described it. Think about it. Don't stop at the church definition, because this is what pastors and preachers and evangelists and teachers and all of them have been teaching us, prophets. But your eyes need to be open. I'm freer than I've ever been in my entire life. The more I learn the fine art of how to think, one of my clients said, I'm now learning the fine art and act of rumination. I say, oh, auntie, I wrote it. I say, yeah, welcome. So it's always beautiful when people understand things the way they understand it. But it's paramount that you connect science to spirit. I believe we are spirits. We are not bodies and we are not souls, because God is spirit, period. And I'm created in his image. It's the Amplified that says, and after his likeness. I'm created in his image, imagination. He said, let us make man in our image so that man can have dominion. So in all things, I have dominion. Not some things, not here. Oh, I can handle it here. We are not zombies, oh. So whatever you agree, whatever you study, and you ask God to open your eyes, you pray, you come back, you check things, you will know. You will see. He is not hiding anything from anyone. You will get it. Do not be afraid to proclaim what you know, what you believe, what your perspective is. Exactly like Winifred has said. It's a different perspective, and you're going to follow it through. But like I said, um, I don't even understand the soul part. The only way I understand the soul is he breathed into that body. When he created us, you are only a spirit, and he spoke to your spirit. You had no body, no soul. Then in chapter 2, he said, now he formed. In the chapter 1, he said he created. Now he said he formed man. And I said, what are you forming again? You've already formed. Then I saw dust. I said, oh, that's the body. Then I remembered all these people, the ministers, when they bury a person and they say dust to dust. I said, oh, that's how come it disintegrates your flesh. That's why to be carnally minded is death, because he's going to die. This is no longer, once blood stops flowing, your heart stops beating and all that is gone. But your spirit, man, like when Fred said, is nice and alive and well. It doesn't die, because your spirit can't die, because in whose image you are made, his spirit does not die. Otherwise, nobody will be talking about God today. And it was after he formed man. So think about it. God formed you. The shape of your nose, the size of your cheeks, the size of the way your arms grow, the shape of your body. God formed you. He took time and he formed you. And what's most amazing is he formed you in one person, all of us. He formed man. He didn't say he formed men. He formed the human race once. All of us were formed. He finished making the earth. He's not coming out of divine retirement and say, oh, Kemi wants this. Let me create it. Everything is already available and it's in you. There is a way to think. You can't listen to me and not go and think. Oh, you can't listen to Winifred and not go and think. You need to sit quiet and say, God, what does this mean? How does this work? Don't just sit down there and just take it. Oh, yeah, this is what I need to do. And I noticed Winifred said, let me digress here. She said, you don't just think. And I've heard my elder brother say, everybody just think. You're just saying people should think. I'm sure that's not what I am saying. Otherwise, if we all just sit down and think, I won't be here. Because if I was thinking, yes, I need to have a Zoom meeting, I'm thinking about it, and I don't show up. That's dumb. So that's not what I teach. That's what people may hear. That's not what I am saying. I am not responsible for what you hear. I'm only responsible for what I teach. So that said, I don't say just sit down and think, but definitely think. And I got that again from Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. Anyway, because the earth was without form, it was where he had created heaven and earth, and only earth was without form, it was void. Darkness covered it. I said, but what happened to heaven? But when you look up the meaning of heaven, according to the Hebrew, which usually sometimes is not accurate either. So really, you've got to go in and commune with a power bigger than you, because it's men that wrote all these things, but you want to get accuracy, you want to discern, you've got to take time with a power. All of us know that there's something bigger than you and I. And if we're just stuck with, oh, what Kachi said, what Kemi said, we are limited to by our human intelligence. You've got to have the Bible says ye are gods. I can't be less. As in, but there's something else I'll teach you later. It's something I'm still learning. And it just hit this morning. I thought, okay. So it was when God breathed into man that he became a living soul. So my breath is God. I have his breath in me. I don't have anything else. I have his breath in me. That's what keeps my soul going. So people have told us your soul is your will, your mind, and your emotions. In the Bible, soul is also seen as breath. Dividing soul and spirit. Who was I saying this to? Hebrews 4:12. There are two words for breath. Soul is breath. Spirit is breath. In Hebrews, two different Greek words, but in Hebrews 4:12, breath. Now I understand it, because I became a living soul through, I have a living soul through breathing. I can't prove to you that your emotions, your mind, your will, and your emotions and your soul, I can't prove that to you. I don't know why we say it. I don't know. All I know is that the Bible talks about the mind. It says we have the mind of Christ. That, and when you say Christ, you're not talking about a person. You're speaking of an anointing. An anointing is not something you hold. It's not the oil that they put on you. It's the presence that you believe that is. So that's why people who don't know God, they do the same thing. They don't call Jesus' name. They don't know God. They are worshiping whatever they want to worship. But the laws in the universe, they get the exact same results. A thief will take time and plan, knowing that what he's doing or what he's planning is bad. But according to the laws of the universe, he won't jump from that God put here. He won't jump from a roof down. I can't see gravity, so there's no gravity. No, he knows it will work, so he's watchful. They swing on lines and they get parachutes and whatever. We all follow the same laws, the same universal laws. But some of us do it from righteousness. Others do it from evil. I've said, read the book of Proverbs every day. Today is August 31. Read it every day. Every single day. Today, you read the 31st chapter. They're always, 20 verses, 16 verses, 30 verses, whatever they are. Read it. I didn't say study, just read. Repetition enhances retention. So the more you read it, so I'm speaking about Proverbs because Proverbs continuously talks about the wicked man and the righteous man. If the man that does wicked, this is what he gets. The man that does righteousness, this is what he gets. I've told you about the person I bought something from, and I said, look, it's not working. Well, it's too late. No, a good person who wants to take care of our customers will say, oh, I'm so sorry. Forget it, throw it away. We are sending you another pack. But because she wants to keep the money, she does not want to spend whatever. She's cheated me. It's going to come back to, I don't have to do anything. There are laws in the universe. I don't have to do anything about it. So go and study scripture yourself. Read books. I've put something up there. Get Dr. Joe Dispenza's books. There are other books you can get. I'll tell you about them. Get The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. Bruce Lipton is a medical doctor, was teaching cellular biology. He said he doesn't use any medication. This is a man that will give people, and he found it in the lab. He just found it. Wait, what is this? It's actually online on YouTube, the entire book, read by a lady. The entire book is on YouTube. You can go there and find it there. Go and listen to, that's 12 hours long. It took me 2 months, 3 months. I don't know how long it took me to listen to that, by Ernest Holmes. The science of thought, or the science of thinking, one of them. When it just the title alone, I thought, so you've got to understand that whatever you are reading from a scientific point of view, God put it there. So when we do that experiment, put a feather here, put imaginary, both of them imaginary, and your right hand where you put 9 books is getting heavier and heavier. How? God has made it such that your imagination affects your body, your physical body. But it says you should not live by your physical body, because that actually is not who you are. And so when you go to John 16:7, and it says, Jesus says, experience I go. Effectively, he said, I'm a body. This is the body part, the man part of God. That's how we've been taught. He said, but the Holy Spirit part, he's the one who will lead you, guide you. He calls him your comforter. The Amplified gives you 7 different names: comforter, advocate. There are other names. I can open it, but I don't want to go there. Advocate, intercessor. The Holy Spirit is not tangible. He's inside you. And every human being, you don't have access. You are God. Whether you are evil, you do evil. In fact, nobody is evil. They just do evil. Whether you do evil or not, you are God. You can sit on the side of the street and your hair is all matted and you are sick. You can abuse people. You can fight. You can just be nasty. You can be all het up, and God is in you. You're the one who is unaware of that. That's how mental ill health develops. People don't know who they are. Once you know who you are, I'm not talking about identity. Forget identity. Who you are. I did a 1-year group coaching program called think like God. By the time it was ending, I realized it was the wrong title. It's think as God. You're not like him. You are him. He that is joined with the Lord is one spirit, not two, one. One means that joined means glued. So if my left finger is going this way and it looks right to you, my other finger has to follow it. We are not separate. There's somebody that talks or speaks about duality. He says there is no duality, meaning there are two different things. There is good, there is evil, there is come, there is go. He said, no, it's one thing. There is only one power. I don't believe in the power of the devil. I used to. Think about it. Oh, the devil. I mean, how can the devil just come? Think about it. Please think about it. You are sick, is the devil. You don't have money, is the devil. So an accident. Which devil? Which devil has the power to override God? That you are abiding in him, is abiding in you, and it just takes you for. No, you decided that. When the guys were waiting for Moses to come down, they decided that this man is not coming. Oh, yeah, Aaron, they chose to do that. They thought about it. Let's put all our gold and build a golden calf. Nobody came. Which devil? No devil came. We decide that this is what we are going to do, and we do it. Based on that, we do evil. And then, because God has cast, the Bible doesn't say God cast Lucifer out of heaven to the earth. And the Bible talks about that we've been translated from the kingdom of darkness, the way we think, dark stuff. Seriously, I can invite people here and have a knife ready to just kill them. They are unaware. They know me, so they just, unaware. Kill them, hide them somewhere and be going. Another one comes, kill them, hide, dig somewhere and put them in the middle of the night or whatever. I can. That's coming out of me. It's not one devil, one demon that came from somewhere. They don't have that power. Ephesians 3, 1:21, I believe it says, I call it PPNDN, that God has given us authority over principalities, powers, might, dominion, and every name that can be named. I have it. So what wants to show up? Here it says it's giving us a spirit of love, of power, and of a sound love, power, and a sound mind. I can decide which one I want to use. But if I do not know that I have a spirit of love, a spirit of power, and I now descend to the earth was without form, it was void, darkness covered the face of the deep, and then the Bible says, and the Spirit of God moved over. He was musing. He didn't say, this is a mess, let's clean it up. No, slow down. Shh, wait. What do we want it to look like? That's why you get an architect to design the house. You get the architect, this way I want a room. You slow down. Okay, what kind of material are we going to use to build it? How deep is our foundation going to be? Think it through before you act, before you pray. Think it through. How do you see it? What do you see? And you must always see what you want. I've been doing these 5-day free sessions, 30 minutes per day. So one person, her final day was today. She wanted a promotion. She said she lives in another part of Africa. She said, and she's going to share her testimonial in the group. She's part of the alumni. And she said, and when I asked, what are your frustrations? She said, I'm frustrated because I am not getting promoted. They give other people who are on study leave. Study leave. They are on study leave. They give them promotion and start paying them immediately. They are not even in the organization doing the work. They're away for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and they give them. Obviously, there is corruption. So she said, but I want it. So I said, well, let's do a 5-minute thinking exercise. What do you see? What do you want? Exactly. So your spirit moves over the face of the chaotic mess in your life. Your spirit moves over it like God moved over the chaotic mess of earth. Because I remember I've told you before. I said, it says, and God looked to see if it was good. I said, he looked to see if what was good. I said, you don't know something is good till you see what good looks like of that thing. So I asked him, how did you know it was good? He said, I saw it in the place of meditation. There is no way you won't see it. Once you think, thinking gives you pictures. That's another word for thoughts. Pictures, sight, see, vision, meditate, think, imagine. So she said, so it was only 5 days. On the third day, she went to see the CEO, and she said, "Look, I need this." And I said, she used their language. So I said, "What's that?" She said, "That's an accountant." I said, "Okay, accountant." I said, "Okay, cool. Um, what do you need that for?" She said, "Because we need money to get this done and that, and we never get the money. It's always going somewhere, and yet we have money. And then but they don't give it to us to do the work." So I didn't even get that part. So the next day she said, "Oh, I went to talk to the CEO, and he told me to see him at 8 a.m. this morning, because her sessions were 5:30 a.m. in the morning." So I said, "Okay." This was just today. She told me this. Yes, day for yesterday, she told me this. Today, she told me something else. So I said, "Okay, fantastic." She said, and I also said to him, "Where is my promotion? Every time I apply for the promotion, I don't get it. Where's my promotion?" I'm still amazed. He said, "Please come and see me next week. You are right. You should have been promoted ages ago." She said, "I want my promotion. I should have been." He said, "Please come. We will give you the position." No, he said, "Please come." And he also said, "Your spot is waiting for you." That's how to live. Not hustle. Not fighting, not crying. "They didn't give it to me. Oh, no. Ye are gods." Think about that. Everything that God created came out of him. The ground, the earth, the light, this inside came out of him. We came out of him. Period. So everything you require is in you. And God has made your body, your physical body, to respond to your spirit, to respond to your thoughts. Everything that you are is an intangible. This is just a cover. So I came to a point today in my life, for me, I said, "Okay, Kim, you swing. You're walking in the spirit, then you're walking in the flesh. Then you're walking in the spirit, then you need to stop it. It's because you don't know who you are. You actually have not grasped it, that this is who you are. You haven't got it yet. Wow. Okay. Get it." And so I've decided I'm chilling on that. It totally changed my meditation. It was almost scary. Almost scary. Like, I have everything is inside. I can't. The calmness that pervaded my heart and my mind. Jeez. My surroundings. Then I said to God, I said, "But I think I know what I've been doing. I've been waiting to see something in my hand." For example, as I was getting an understanding of this bit by bit this morning, I realized what I was waiting for was my body to shake. Again, I have diverted to the carnal bit, my arms to swing, and for me to be saying, "Oh God, I feel this." You don't have to, because then you've gone to the flesh thing. And that's what we see in church. "Oh, he laid hands on me, we fell. I fell." We don't actually have to. We don't have to. We don't have to. It's not by force. Because physiologically, your body has changed when you fall. But that's because many of us approach, if you need prayers for this, come out. Same people come out every week, every day. If this is aching you, if you believe you want a promotion, the same people, you just come out. Is God deaf? What happened? Why haven't you got it, or why don't you chill? There are things I wait for, and it's been years. I don't go out again. I say I've prayed. He has heard. Now all that's left for me is to live by faith. Galatians 5:25. If if you live by faith, walk also by faith, not by oxygen. The fact that you're alive, the food is in your hand, you've got the house. That's where I used to miss it. I've prayed about something, I've trusted God for it, I've seen it in the place of meditation, blah, 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 and I still don't have it. That's where I sink. I've always sunk there. But it's not here now. But it's not here now. God said, again, you're looking at your carnal self. You're looking at the physical material world. You control what shows up in the physical material world, just the way he created it. So he says, labor to enter into my rest. You don't have to go all over the place. Just chill. And that is the level of luxury. Abundance is the level of luxury. But the reason we are all where we are is because we've accepted it. Like I keep saying, if you are the president or the CEO of an organization, you're not waiting for somebody else to make the decision at the end of the day. It's you, CEO. But if you don't know you are the CEO, they will all come to you. What should we do? You'll be looking left and right. Who should I go and talk to? My mom? Maybe the CEO of the other company. But they're waiting for you. You are the head. But because you don't know, you don't enter into that. You don't act it. You don't live that way. You just well, we shall see. Psalm 1, it says, not Joshua that we always quote. It says, but thou shalt blessed is the man that does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, does not stand in the way of sinners, does not sit in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in that law he meditates day and night. I used to think that means morning and night. So I used to find, I said, I don't have the time now. But that it should be going on in your mind, like in Deuteronomy 6, that you should teach your children these things, these words, show them how it works. Before when they sleep, it to be working in their hearts. When they are awake, it's talking to them. What you're constantly thinking about will keep. That's why people say if you want to meditate, this is the last thing you do before you sleep, so that's the thing that will be going on. Pips, it's up to you what you want. The other day I was working out and I walk up and down. I told you, I think I told you on Wednesday, my mind, I had a thought, because I'm always listening to a book I had a thought, and the thought was, you have not, you have to, Kemi, the power of thought you have over this particular matter. So let's say I want $1 billion today, must match the $1 billion frequency of thought or of existence. But the truth is, many of us want things we are not willing to think of at that level. We are afraid. We think, if I think it, I'll be disappointed. You will be. It's not a curse. You've decided that. It's not a curse. Your thoughts have put you where you are. You have to be invincible. Be invincible, because God is invincible. You came out of him. You came out of your mom. The seed of dad and mom made you. Are you a goat? Are you a dog? Do you eat your feces? Do you live in the forest? No, you are acting like a human being. You came out. So this is what they do. And if we find that at the age of 1 or 9 months, 6 months, or whatever, you're not lifting yourself to stand, or you try and your legs are weak, we'll say there's something wrong, because that's not normal for a human being. So you know you're a God being. The Spirit of God lives in you, not in you in your body. Oh, he's not in your flesh. He's in your spirit. You and God are one. There's no separation. There's no duality that, oh, there's God and there's no. You notice I don't do devil. Anytime I teach, you don't, it's not like on purpose I'm not saying the devil. No, it just does not occur to me anymore. And that doesn't mean bad things won't happen, or bad things have not happened, or I don't have something, or I've asked for. I'm just chilled right now. And that was what this lady said. She said, I am at peace. When I asked him, I wasn't shouting. I just said, I want this. He said, yes, we'll send it. The very next day, they sent the accountant. They got the money. Then she said to him, my promotion call, every time I apply. He said, yeah, you've got that one too. Like, you have everything you need. Everything you need, you have it. Everything you need. Jesus said, even though he was in the body, it was, who was it? Silas that shared it. And he said, he did not think it robbery that he and God were one. He didn't say, but he humbled himself. He said, God and I are one. Oh, I cannot be a slave to anybody. He said, no, he humbled himself. We are still one. It doesn't change the fact that, they came to kill him. He said, it's me. I'm here. We are not fighting. Don't you know that I can call angels anytime? He said, but it's okay. This is what I'm here for. Paul says, I die daily. Die to your flesh. As in, your flesh is not calling the shots. Oh, they haven't paid me. Hey, they didn't promote me. You are God. And in that Psalm 82:6, where he says, yeah, God. And then he goes on, but some of you will die like mere men. You're just mortal. you must be vibrating at that level. Your thoughts, and when we talk about vibration, your thoughts, whatever you think, will cause your blood to flow faster, meaning the cells are moving faster. That's the vibration and the energy we talk about. Like if somebody comes here and comes in and they're angry, they feel whatever. They're not saying anything. We can't see their face, but they're here. We can sense their energy. Some of us are not that sensitive, but you can develop that simply by knowing who you are. You don't. She also said she's an architect. So she said some people. This woman came and she was to deliver um some material to build the house. It's her sister's house. So the woman said, "I will deliver it to the building." To the an hour before, at a particular time, an hour before delivery, the woman called and said, "I cannot deliver there anymore, that she should find a way to move the things herself." She said her in the past, she would have picked the phone, she would have blown the woman apart. Like, how could you? What nonsense! You say you are going to do something, we've paid you, blah, blah, blah. She said, I just took it in my stride. She said, remember, you said we should enter into his rest. Just calm down. I called my son. Let's move this. She said, we carried it. 1, 2, and it was done. You stupid that woman. You will see. And then, but I don't know if it happens to you, but when I'm head up like that, I am not normal. I am unwell, instantly unwell, instantly unwell. I can't get my act together anymore for that entire day, another day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I would just be like, oh God, oof, man, why did I do that? Why did I shout? Why didn't I control myself? Who is coming to control me? What else? Only if I choose by thought, you are this, you are that, I won't have this anymore. And you know me, I'm not a walk in the park. I am tough and I'm not apologizing for it. It's okay. You don't have to like it. I don't mind. This is who I am. I will not be rude to you. If you tell me I am, I will apologize. I'm not going to fight over that. Even if I don't think I was rude, that's fine. But that I will change it, I will morph into somebody else so that, oh, you have to be gentle. Oh, sorry. This thinking thing, it almost killed me. I almost killed myself twice. Why do I want to do that? Why? I am a citizen of the UK. I didn't buy it. I was born there. I was evicted because Kemi had become grandmother by then. Oh, the boy was 6 weeks old. They evicted her out of the house. Eviction. My thinking was just thinking. Oh, I won't be able to make money. I was already doing how to think, oh, hey, where will I get money from? How will I be paid? There was a time I had to work with one young girl because I'm also a certified youth worker. Not certified. I have a degree in it. And and I was also working alongside in the youth church. So this lady, young girl, had been it was not good. And we'd fix the time. I did not even have money for bus. It was, you have to walk 2 miles. So it was like 4 miles-ish. I walked it all the way, door to door. But in my religious brain, somebody will see me. My friend will stop. Nobody saw me. I walked door to door because I started 2 hours before. If it was car, 15 minutes. Sam, be there. Bus, 30 minutes max. It was terrible. But I will never forget. Oh, it's not it, I will not forget. Okay, let me mute you. All right. I won't forget because I have so many lessons growing in this thing. Kemi was in her 50s already. No, well, late 40s. Kemi was in her late 40s. Kemi couldn't make money. Kemi couldn't earn money. Kemi couldn't think right. And I'm not now 60 thinking, oh God, yeah, I should have known this a long time ago. Oh, look at my life. How will I ever make it? If at this age, I'm just finding, I don't actually have time for that. If I want it to move faster, I know what I need to do. And I like things to happen quickly for me. I don't want to be waiting and waiting and waiting. But if it happens that I am waiting, that's okay. I'm chill. I'm actually chill. I'm not going on. I'm smiling, but inside me, where is it? When will it come? For a long time, I'd been saying to God, can my life not be simple? There are four of us. Our parents brought us up well, took care of us well. Why can't my own life? Everybody else is buying house, buying car. My siblings, what's my problem? Did they put a hex on me? And it's me that's doing born again, oh. It's me that's this, it's me that. But they all have money. I need money now. They are lending me money. They care me. Hey, God in heaven. I said, when? I said, what's wrong with me? Me too, I'll be going for deliverance. Me too, I said, nothing was changing. It was the day after my mom died. The window to her bedroom, it's a distance from where I work because I work within the estate. As I got there, I looked towards her window, remembering because my own grieving had just, I'm right smack. She died yesterday, and this is the next day. So I just heard and I had to stop. It's like, from now on, things are going to be easy for you. Where did that come from? I don't hear the devil. Uh, I don't hear the devil, so I can't hear him, period. So I knew God was speaking to me. So I said, okay, where did that come from? Then he said, you have finished your first mission. I said, which was that on 2 missions? I didn't know. I thought I was only on 1. And I didn't even know I was going to be on a mission when I came to look after mom. I wasn't meant to stay. All of us, 4 of us, will take turns. But I'm the only one who works for myself, not the only one. My eldest brother does. But I can work from anywhere in the world. So can he. So I thought, I can come. I remember the day, the meeting, and nobody, I just said, I can come. I was like, I didn't know the future. Or I just said, I can come. Kids are grown up. I'm divorced. There's nothing waiting, keeping me here. I can come. And he had moved mom to his house. And there are enough rooms. So I said, okay, cool. It was June. I got into this country and I was earning money without asking for it, without looking for it. And I was operating at such a high. I said, hey, God, there's something different here. I said, because it was not this easy in UK. I said, this is easy. I said, how come it's so easy? And I'm not even looking for it. It is coming to me. He said, because you are home. I said, pardon? I said, yeah, I'm home. He said, you are home. You are in your country. This is home. I said, oh. He said, you have now changed base. I said, oh. I remember I was sitting at this same dining table on this side of the table. He said, okay. So gradually over the years, I've realized, okay, I'm on a mission here. The economy of this country needs to switch. And then I think it wasn't the same day. I think a few days later, I heard the national thinking strategy. I said, what's that? God speaks to you, you open Google, because that's what. So I opened Google to see what's the national thinking strategy. There was somebody who was done. It's not anywhere in the world. So I said, what's that? I said, I don't know what does that mean? I'm not into politics. I've known I should be. I'm going to be, or I am in it, or whatever. But hey, I'm not there. So he said, oh, you write about it. I said, I don't know anything about it. We were talking at this table, and he said, I'll tell you what to write. Leadership is ownership, and leadership is servanthood. I said, I don't know what to write. What does that mean? I said, so how do I write it? What do I write? He said, create an acronym out of leadership and servanthood, leadership and ownership. I said, okay. I said, but leadership shows up in both. So is it going to be the same? He said, no. This is what, honestly, I was in a conversation. There is no way this wisdom was from a human intelligence. It was God through and through. This was beyond human intelligence. This was spiritual intelligence. He said, when you create the ownership, acronym and you look for synonyms of the word ownership starting with O. That's how I do it. Starting with O, a meaning that relates to ownership that starts with O. Now look for words that relate to ownership starting with Leadership and do the same for servanthood. I remember looking up and saying, God, you are smart. You're so smart. I would never have thought of that. And he said, I want you to write it. So I actually have a white paper. I've written it. And that's what will be presented next year when we launch it. So I said, that's my mission. I know. He said, oh, no, you are on 2 missions. I said, what mission was that? He said, the first mission was to look after your mom. I said, no, that's normal now. She's my mom. She gave birth to 4 of us. All of us, we all did it together. He said, but that was a mission. And he said, you have passed. You did well. When I arrived here, he said to me, I said, why were things that day? He said, this is so. I said, but why were things so difficult in UK? He said, I didn't send you there. I said, Auntie, did I send me there? He said, no. I said, I didn't send me there. I didn't want to go. It wasn't in the plan. My parents didn't ask me. As soon as I finished youth call, they just gave me a one-way ticket to ensure I don't come back. One-way ticket. Your older brother, second born too, was born. They said, he's there. He will look after you. Go and what. I said, hey, I wasn't willing to go, but we were brought up to what mommy and daddy say. What mommy and daddy say. So I went. I hated every day of it. And my kids were telling me after I told them, okay, this is hope. They said, oh, mom, you've always said it that you're going back to Nigeria. As I'm talking to you now, and when they said it, I don't remember ever saying that. Then when my cousin, who also lives in the UK, said, Kemi, you told me the same thing. I said, me. When? I don't ever remember saying that. All I know was that I didn't like the UK. You can't be disturbing me because I'm black. It's not right. Me, I'm a lion. You can't be talking like that. You just, don't do that. Be kind, be nice. You are white and black. You can't get me. The day they messed up with my kids, I sent them for 1 karate lesson. I came back to the primary school. I said, you are not going to protect my kids. There were 2 of the 3 black kids in that school then. I said, you can't take care of my kids. I've taken them for karate lessons. If anybody is to cross them, they will crush. They went red. I said, you are not taking care of us. You are being racist. Because they called a meeting, they heard everybody. They went red. They were like scared. I said, watch now. Take me to jail. Do what you like. Totally fearless. And that's how you need to be. Fearless. If you're going to think spiritually, you cannot not enhance. You can't encourage fear. You can't have any of it. Yeah, I can't talk like this. So we all need to wake up, snap out of this human race way of living and live and think spiritually. So please do your due diligence of study, of staying in the place of prayer. It doesn't have to be long. When you learn how to meditate, you won't pray for long at all. Because I believe you should pray your meditation. Pray what you see. It's what you want, you should ask for. It's not what you don't want, spending time on it. Don't do that. What you want is what you see. That's what God did. The Spirit of God moved over the face of the deep. That's what he did. So let there be day 1, let there be day 2, he knew what he wanted. So he didn't mess about, he didn't waste time. He knew what he wants to see. What do you want to see? Why should you live less? Why should you live less? Why should you settle for mediocrity and smallness and why? Why should you ask for? Don't you want to be a millionaire in dollars and in pounds? A billionaire in dollars? Why are you asking for less? Why? I don't get it. Why? What effectively you are saying is, God, you can't reach that one. Just let me be. If I can just make $10,000 a month, God, it's all good. Many years ago, he said, I want you to know 2 Corinthians 9:8 like the back of your hand, even better than the back of your hand. Like every little line. So I want you to know it. What does it say? And God is able to make all grace abound towards you, that you always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work and charitable donation. That's the Amplified Version. 2 Corinthians 9:8. Exactly, Ginikachi. Listen. All sufficiency in all things. He didn't mince words. It's not for certain people. So quit asking small. 1 million, and today I understood if you request $1 million, you are still small. If you say 1 trillion, as I was talking to God today, I said, okay, so I want $1 trillion. I want to be a trillionaire. He said, you're still asking small. I said, what now? Isn't that plenty enough? He said, read it again. I said, all sufficiency in all things. And God is able to make all grace abound. That word abound is the same Greek word for I've come to give you life, and that abundantly. I've gone to give you life I've gone to give you abundant life abundantly. That word abundantly and abound is the same word. It means, go and check Strong's, exactly these words: a super abundance of quantity and superior quality. Shoe pass shoe. Shoe pass shoe, car pass car, superior quality, super abundance, super natural. There's a super and you're natural, that you're not natural. Hey, are you listening? So don't be asking for, if I don't just get 20. So it's who you are. You cannot ask for it. You can't ask for super abundance. You can't even, except you know who you are. You have to know who you are. You have to know that this is inside you, where you're not breaking a sweat and things are coming to you and you're wondering how. Tell the truth to yourself. Have you not seen some greatness in your future and you've left it where it was all these years? You've left the greatness and you say, maybe it's not for me. Or some people have prophesied and you've looked at it. I said, me. I got prophecies in UK. I got fed up of it. I said, stop telling me. Different people telling me greatness. And it didn't happen. You are going this, you are that, you are this. Oh, Kemi, this. Oh, I remember one pastor, my pastor, he prayed for me. He said, to the 10th generation, these things you have done, to the 10th generation of your children. And nobody has ever prayed for me like that. I said, yay. You've seen great things. You've prayed and you've seen amazing things. Or you've left it. You say, I can't happen. How can you say that? How can you say that? Or you've desired some amazingness and you have just, oh no, Joe, it can't be like that. I remember the day God said $1 trillion is just a number. It is not what I can do for you. You have still limited me. It's past 8. I'm so sorry. So please, don't just listen once. So go and listen to other people. Come to your own conclusion. I really appreciate what Winifred shared, because your mind is going to be like, I need to, but refuse to be confused, because you are not created to be confused. You don't have to agree with me. Just go and understand what you understand and stand by it. Don't move. You say, this is what I believe, and I'm going by it. Don't shift. So when trouble comes, shoot now, shoot. Shoot. If I'm meant to go on that day, I will go. If I'm not, your bullets will not work. Totally fearless. Because God does not fear. God does not procrastinate. God is not frustrated. You are one with him. So where did you get that from? We just copy. Oh, this can happen. No. By the time you are thinking billion, trillion, then you just go super abundance of quantity and superior quality. You are not on this earth again. You'll be saying hello, but people will come around you and they will say there's something about you. They will know. Number of times for years now, I've been hearing, you are glowing. You are glowing, Kemi. There's just something. I don't see what they see. I don't know what they're talking about. People say to me, oh, you have this energy. I don't see what they see. I don't know what they're talking about. And then I didn't even know all this. So I grow every day. What I know today, I didn't know yesterday. I didn't know the day before. And I'm not sitting there, God, I need you now. I need to glow. doing that. God, I'm glowing today. Where's your glow? I need your anointing. I am already anointed. I am one with him. And you don't see God going to battle like, oh, who's going to win? He has triumphed over the day. When somebody has been triumphed over, that means you have won. He didn't call you a conqueror. He said you are more than that. That's God think. God think. So you don't enter into a place and will I get this job? Maybe you won't get it. That just means it's either not time or that's not yours. There's something else. It's not for you to go and be, hey, God, oh, what did they do? How did they go? Hey, they stole from my this. And no, God doesn't do that. So don't do it.
Sorry, Coach Kem, I can't hear you from my side. Oh.
Can anybody hear? Can
Oh,
anybody?
you got muted. We can hear you now.
Okay. In an ever-changing world of scientific discoveries, one needs to understand this from scriptural point of view by seeing God in everything first. We are not living by oxygen, rather is by God. God is at the center of what you call oxygen. Science calls it oxygen molecules, but I call it the breath of God. There is no division between science and spirituality. They are from the same source, God. But there was something you wrote before that. I believe in good thinking, good product, but what I'm hearing is good food or product good thinking. So correct me here, I'm right, you know. I didn't quite understand that. So maybe that's a question for Winifred. God bless the damage. I'm on honest, Lord. Amazing things happening. I can't hear you. You got muted. Oh, did I get muted? Oh, sorry. I didn't touch it. Sorry about that. Yeah, but does anyone have any questions? Adela Atiba, is good to see you. That's Dr. Atiba's wife. Thank you for joining us. So anyone have anything to say? Take your time. Don't rush this. There are things I've heard, I've listened to years ago, months ago, and I didn't agree with what they were saying. So I took my time. And I've noticed the more when I go back and listen again, I say, oh, this is what they were saying. Oh, one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, the one on quantum, is it quantum thinking or just quantum? Chapter 8 of You Are the Placebo. I've listened to it 4 times. Something happened to me today and I need some kind of clarity. Yeah, go ahead, unmute and tell us, or if you need to type. Yeah, good to have you too, Adiola. And the reason I say people need to be present is because if you go listening to these things on your own, you don't get to discuss it. You don't get to think through while you are listening. It's just like going to school and you just read and that's it. And I've read it, I know it. It's not quite the same. And there's something about being present when it's coming out, when it's coming through. There's something about being present. This how to think thing is really helping me with my relationships, how I think about people, how I pray for people. In the past, you say something that what's this nonsense? My head is I'm not doing it in my mind. You say, calm down. Who is that? Who is unmuting? Zainab, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so last week Wednesday, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, now.
Okay. All right. So during the class last week, I had decided, let me say, you had specifically said that instead of needing, we should use the word want. And I had held on to that. And I had written it down. I know I had reached out to you to vote for my daughter that was participating in a cooking competition. And so I wrote it there and I said, Aurora, I want Aurora to win the cooking competition. And I began to think it. That's what I wrote there. I said, think it and see it. And I told her the same thing. I said, do you want to win this thing? She said, yes. I said, begin to see it. And suddenly, almost every day, she would tell me, Mommy, I actually dreamt that I won. And I said, fine, so shall it be. And we went on like that. Today was the finale. And this is what happened. This morning when I got to the hall, the CEO called me aside and said, based on the votes that came in, Aurora is winning. But she's a little bit scared to give it to Aurora. And the reason is because I'm actually part of the team that organized the cooking competition. So I said, fine, she should do whatever she felt was right. And then one of our other teammates also called me about an hour later while the girls were still cooking and said that the CEO talked to her, and they honestly believe that there's nothing wrong with them giving it to me, because it's not like I influenced the votes or anything. We all genuinely voted. They saw how much I canvassed for the votes and everything. They saw that I put in the work. And when it came to the cooking part, Aurora also did her part. So there was nothing wrong. And I said, fine, I'm okay with whatever the decision is. Now, I don't know, somehow, one of the women, another mother of another girl, comes and she goes ballistic, basically, and begins to threaten the CEO that she would deal with her if her daughter does not win this. That she knows particularly that there's a team member's daughter who is involved, and she can see that Aurora is winning, and she's not going to take it lightly. And so the CEO and the other team members and the board of directors now called and actually pleaded with me and said, please, can I just make this sacrifice for peace sake? And I said, I'm okay with it. I'm fine. There's no problem. Now, this is what I have come. Honestly, I am excited because I can see that the thinking thing works. I am super excited. But then my question is, so what went wrong at the why this woman and this thing? I don't know. Did it actually have anything to do with my thinking? Or I don't know. That's the part where the confusion. I'm a little bit confused, but I'm super excited regardless that everybody knows on the team that Aurora usurped votes. Everything was fine. It's just that so that peace will reign for that woman's sake, just give it to her. And then they made Aurora come third, So, but I'm excited, honestly. But I need to just understand. I don't know. Did it have anything to do with my thinking? I don't know.
No. There's something I've noticed you do, Zainab. Once you think of something, you want it, and it doesn't go that way. You say, oh, is it me? Is it wrong? No, it's a law. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The fact that Aurora, don't you see what happened? It was clear that she was winning. And they were asking you to your face, please, can we change it? I'm afraid to do it. Somebody came and threatened. That's the part I'm saying. This is not the devil. This is one woman who is riding on the flesh, the materialism, physical. My daughter is going to win, and they're going to put it there. Stick, my daughter. It's going to be written somewhere. I got a plaque. It's an award. I am now this professor. That's what is important to her. You are not on that level. You're not on that plane. What I really believe is going to happen is you ain't seen nothing yet. You don't know who is watching. Who do they even see the votes? I just watched this young lady's cooking and said, even though she didn't win, this is the one we want. And then they catapult her to some other country. And they sponsor it. Is that not what you want? You want her to win. Whether it's here or it's there, and it's win. So let people come up with all their, hey, you cheated. Did you cheat? No. Even I was telling you off. You didn't give us all the information. How can you be sending message? Just give us all the information so that we can vote. And she followed it through. She said, you haven't voted, though. You did what you need to do. They said the person that gets the most votes is the winner. So not only did she get the most votes, she cooked well. It wasn't a matter of just votes. She had to cook well. It's a cooking competition. So the other lady was not happy that her daughter, she didn't canvass enough. So her daughter did not get enough votes. But she wants to vote. She wants to win, not righteously. She does not want to win righteously. She won by cheating. That's okay. You kept saying, it's okay with me. It's okay with me. It's okay with me. Because just think, my daughter is winning like standard. It's like saying, oh, I want to be a billionaire. And then somebody says they're going to pay $1 billion. And in the end, they don't. It doesn't mean that you're not a billionaire. And wait. Another thing is, it's not I want to be a billionaire. You need to be that person. You need to know. When God moved over the face of the waters or the deep, the light came out of him. The soil came out of him. Fruits came out of him. Animals came out of him. He knew who he was or who he is, and it happened. It wasn't that he was going to be. If he was going to be, that probably wouldn't have happened so quickly. Go ahead, Winifred.
I just wanted, sorry, I didn't realize I was unmuted. My apologies.
No.
I have to drop soon. I'm in the gym. Yeah, I just wanted to speak to this situation, just my own opinion. It's very important that we show up and we speak truth. What I said was, as I think, I feel, as I feel, I do, as I do and have. So when you are asked that question, do this for peace sake. Your daughter had worked very hard and she spent time not only doing the physical hard work, but also the psychological work. And she needed to be rewarded for that effort. So if it was not okay, if you did not feel okay, neither did your daughter, you should have spoken truth. The challenge is when you have two conflicting point of views, whereby you want her to win. That's where belief comes in. That's why you have to dive a bit deeper past the realm of the soul and into the realm of the spirit. You believe that she will win. You believe God that she will win. And so when somebody comes and wants to take that which you are believing for, it's like somebody coming to your house and you have all of these things, and the person opens the door and wants to take it without, and the person is asking, you don't want to give it, say no. Because that's why you have doubt. That's why you are coming now and asking this question. Because in reality, it wasn't. You are not okay with giving that position up because you know the hard work that your daughter has put in, both physically and psychologically. So I think that this is instructive for all of us here, that we should speak true. If something is not okay, that's what I think, I feel. If we do not feel okay, so it's going past the realm of thought, now to the realm of emotion. If you do not feel okay, that no, this is not going to work for me, you have to show up and say no. No is a complete sentence. No is a lot of us, we have been conditioned by the society to be people pleasers. And that's why we end up not living in the reality of God's promises, or we open the door to a lot of trash that should not happen in our lives because we are people pleasers. And that is a bit deeper than just on the thought realm. It's really looking on, you may not even, when I say it's deeper than the thought realm, that means you may not even be conscious of the fact that you are a people pleaser. I really believe that there was some conflict here, and just an encouragement to all of us to live our values out loud. And if one of your values is integrity, is I'm going to speak truth, it's not okay by me, and I want fairness and justice, and my daughter is winning. I don't care if somebody's upset. That's on you. Why you are upset? I'm not going to carry your burden on me. If she deserves to win, she should win. We have to be very careful about holding two conflicting belief system. So belief system deeper than thought. I mean, it's on a deeper level. That's what I mean. Not that it's deeper than thought, because beliefs are part of thought, But what I'm saying is that speak your truth, live out your truth. Things you don't believe in, say no, and feel comfortable with it. God is a God of justice. Righteousness is the scepter of his throne. And he's also a God of truth. His name is El Emet, the God of truth. He wants us to be truthful in what we say. The devil is the one that is a liar, and he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Don't let him steal from you because you want to please people. He said that the pleasing people is always, how does it say, the fear of man is a snare. So if she's upset, so what? Let her go and sit her butt down. If your daughter has worked hard, if any of us have worked hard for something, just like what the story Coach K shared, she went up and she says, I deserve a promotion. I mean, I've done the work. Look at all the facts. I'm very into data. Look at all the facts. I have enough information to share with you of why I am ready to acquire the additional responsibilities of this role. So I think the more we show up in our authentic self and speaking truth, based on our belief system, I really believe the more abundance begin to flow into our lives. I call that the simply abundant and luxurious life. Thank you for listening. I'm done speaking.
Thank you. Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
sorry, Dr. Kemi, can I speak, please?
Go ahead, sir.
All right, great. So I totally agree with what Winfred said. Basically, because the reason why you are feeling a sense of disconnect, Zainab, is because you know that you didn't get what you asked for and you deserved it. And let me tell you something. I have learned over the years. So something happened to me. I wrote a letter one time, and you see, I don't fight battles that I'm not going to win. I made up my mind. Once I start it, if I don't get to the end, I won't stop. So that's why I take my time to think about the battle I want to fight. I tell people, don't try it. Immediately, I pick up this sword. Until I'm done, I won't drop it. And I'm not talking about, violence. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about winning the battle of wills. Many of us. So I wrote the letter and I got invited to a table, and they told me, "What do you want?" And guess what? I gave in at that table just like this, and I felt empty for months. And I told myself I had the opportunity to say what I wanted. But because of sentiments, I lost 2 years. Why? Because the same thing they said, for the sake of peace, don't worry, I sold out on that table. Because the letter had caused a lot of issues. And I must say this, I've been told that I'm a fiery writer. My letters cause trouble. Because I put the evidence there and all those things. The second time I wrote my letter, I'm telling you that I got what I wanted because I had made up my mind. So I agree so much that you should have just, this is a question I would have asked. Were we fair? Did we compete according to the rules? If I had competed, if you'd competed according to the rules, your daughter according to the rules, and there's no law against you winning, excuse me, nobody has a right to come and say they're threatening who? To what? To what effect? Now, so that's mine. I believe strongly that you wanted it, you worked for it, you deserved it. It's that simple. There's no reason for you to. You see, where you lost it was when you agreed with them. I call it offer and acceptance. There was an offer, you accepted it. If you had said no right there and then, I promise you, they would have asked you for something. What do you want? You have told them what you wanted. And that would have been the end of it. So, yeah, but honestly, we're all learning. And I'm serious. There will be more opportunities. But when it comes, please don't say no. Stand your ground. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that addition. I still don't think she's lost it. I believe you should fight for what is yours. Maybe you are that person Winifred described, a people pleaser. You don't like conflict. You don't, what would I have done? I don't think I would have fought. As far as I am, I doubt if I would have fought. I would have just chilled. I know I'm not, yeah, you're a people pleaser. I know I'm not, I know the truth. Truth does not need defense. I'm not going to fight for what is mine by right. You will topple. That person will finish. I just believe in the higher power and all that. Before I would fight, I used to fight, physical, and I would exchange words, but it's not, I don't like how I feel when I fight in my physical body. So I don't do it. Where I feel I need to fight, yes, but no. That's me. I am not a people pleaser, but I don't like conflict. However, if you are going to lie, cheat me, that woman knew, everybody knew that everything was done above board. They wanted to cheat. Cheats don't get away. They don't. They said, I think, what Psalm is it, 46 or so? He says, don't look for, don't envy the wealthy man because he gets his wealth in one mago way. He's okay, living where he is. He's going to topple back on him. So I think the leader, the CEO, whoever it is, the board, whatever, and the woman that was saying, my daughter, that's not how to live life. That's wrong. You cheated. And you that you are afraid, you are going to bend the rules and change it. That's lacking in integrity on every level, all of them. So I'm not joining you. I know who won. And so what I would now go and do, which I've done in the past over the years, is God, this is mine. And everything that belongs to me, if it is stolen, I want it back. And I keep seeing what I see. I want it back. Sevenfold, you said. Whatever that means, I want it. It must show up. And it will show up. I remember 10 years, because one of the issues at which point I can't record this bit. I can't record this bit. Forgive me.